Good morning. How are you feeling today? Yes, I didn't ask how you're doing today, but intentionally I want to know how you're feeling today. I've come to realize that in our society, how you're doing is more important than how you're feeling. And even within the people that we love, within the group that is our close group of people, we always ask them how they're doing instead of being interested in how they're feeling. Don't you think that the way they're feeling is going to reflect directly in the way they're doing? It's funny. When they see you doing good, immediately they assume that you're feeling good. So doing determines how you're feeling when it's the exact opposite. The way you're feeling will reflect in the way you're doing. It was 2 weeks ago, I challenged our couples to be more alert and just to be more intentional when they talk to each other, to ask more often how you're feeling, and not to make a manager's call, that's what I call, just to see how things are going, how you're doing things, but to be intentional in asking, how are you feeling? I have to check back with them. But let me tell you, that's how God expresses His heart. Can you imagine that the God that created all things, I'm just little in His creation, He is interested in knowing how I am feeling, how you are feeling? Over and over in the scriptures, we find God expressing this genuine interest in the way His people are feeling, and He gives them promises and answers to it. I just want to bring you one example. Isaiah chapter 41, verses 10. This is when the people of Israel are going to face some major changes. Nations around them are changing. Some are coming on to conquer them. And there's some really heavy and harsh days coming on them. And in the middle of this distress, in the middle of this chaos, God speaks to them, and it seems like He's answering to the question, how are you feeling today? Listen to this. Verse 10, God answers them, fear not, for I am with you. It's almost like I can hear God asking them first, how are you feeling, Israel? And the people say, we are fearful about the things happening around us. And God says, well, fear not, for I am with you. Did you hear that promise? It says, do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Again, He asked them, how are you feeling? And they're dismayed. They are concerned about everything. And God says, do not. Remember, I am your God. And then He says all the things that He will do in response to how they're feeling. He says, I will give you strength. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Interestingly, God is not coming with a checklist to see how His people are doing, but He comes to tell them what He is going to do in response to how they are feeling. I wish we could do this more often. We can ask each other, how are you feeling? And when you're hearing concerns, fear, concerns that are not letting them to continue living. Do you know what I mean? There are certain things that people go through silently that just freezes, that stops them. And we can tell them, hey, maybe there's something I can do for you. I bet people are waiting for that question. People are waiting for us to ask them how they're feeling. Would you do that today? Can you just text someone, call someone, and say, hey, I'm not calling to see how you're doing. I'm more interested in knowing how you're feeling today. And I promise you, very good and deep conversations can come from that question. Let's do that, and God bless you.